set up Shady. Bump it on through. Down we go. Express. Take back. Hell of the playing for their competition. A little bit. Whoa! That was insane! Last season. Both of them had experience on the international stage. And there it is. Showcasing from Corsos. We might have a series. You see me. I can do the CBF and taking the ball. Oh my god! What? And just like that, we're into League Play Week 2. Welcome back. Proudly supported by Macca's, where the Monopoly game at Macca's is back. 1 in 5 will instantly win if you haven't seen that. Thing is fun. I love it when it comes back. I'm Asterix. This is Yummy Cheese Man. That's Courier, also known as Lord, if that's okay with you.
Why would you go Lord nor Courier? Yeah.
Sire. I don't know.
What?
I've been watching a lot of Vikings and everyone just like does that. I'm an atheist. So as we're coming back, everyone out there wants to know, what are we getting here today? And if you put the exclamation mark yummy, you will actually get the yummy decal coming through.
Or a cheese cal, as I like to call it.
Oh, yeah.
No, I just want to give people hugs.
He gives it, or you get a hug, sorry.
Hugs.
You won't actually get a yummy decal. I mean, it could happen. I don't know. We'll ask them next time they come around. Now, coming into our next series, this is so important because this is the situation where our two teams that aren't in our top 6 have the chance to...
Our two rising stars.
Yes.
We have
Up-and-comers.
Conspiracy, who have been sitting on that bubble for so long, and they managed to make it into league play. They've shown that they are a team in contention. And then you have the wild cards, Noizee and Toxic, who just had a great match against Jam.
Yeah, it's a strange one because you have the consistent newcomers and then you have the just crazy off the board, they could do anything newcomers.
Yep.
So it's the unpredictability versus ones we have a good expectation for.
Yeah, as much as I don't like making predictions about the entire thing right now, this is the match where I would say the winner has the best chance of making the finals. These two teams are both up-and-comers, and if you lose this match, it's going to be really, really tough for you to go through. But if you win, good chance, or a better chance, the best chance out of these two.
No, I straight up agree with you there. That's right.
So two very unique playstyles coming through. We just saw Noizees and Toxic, but we saw Conspiracy Esports last week, and they felt very defensive, like 3 members stacking in a net.
They would be completely defensive. They rotate all the way back. And up against Noizee and Toxic, who do set up a lot of crazy plays, I think that'll be their advantage.
Yeah, so it's going to be because they rely on that one-man solo play if they're ever to get a goal. Because we saw against Jam, they just camped,
And
turtled it through.
what you see from Noizee and Toxic is they take people out, and then there's no one left in defense. Well, there's always someone left in defense.
There's always everyone in defense.
Okay, so it's very 2 stock standard plays that these teams can put through. I mean, there's many plays.
It's not stock standard. Did you watch Noizee and Toxic last game?
Look, what I mean...
Are we casting the same series?
Yes, they're going to be... Look, one's going to be, whoa, that's sexy. The other's going to be like, let's just pull back and wait.
We'll have to see how Walcott goes in this one. Walcott is that big rising star rookie. He's the one who could single-handedly make a huge difference in this series.
With my knowledge, and now that you know Courier,
Yep.
what is your prediction going to be? And then I'll talk to this guy.
I'm going to give it to Conspiracy. And the reason is they versed Jam last week, and they went 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. So they played close against Jam, and Jam was on peak performance. And because of that, I think their defense is going to be really good, and Noizee is going to be a team that I think will crumble to that, and the counterattacks they can build from that, I think will work well.
I think it's not bad reasoning, but I just watched them against Jam. I just watched Noizee and Toxic against Jam. They're playing really well. Their passes are on point. I'm taking Noizee and Toxic.
I think Regals is
disagreement.
better than Noizee, and I want him to hear that.
Wow.
I think
wow.
Regals is
Noizee isn't toxic, but this guy is.
Regals isn't Toxic, have such a good chance here. So I'm going to give it to Noizee. And I'm going to think that they got the power behind them here.
How much are they going to win by? 6?
3-0.
3-0.
3-0. Regals isn't
I think it's
Toxic.
going to be pretty close, but we'll find out.
I reckon it'll be close.
Could be a close series. These teams newly coming in for the first time into our league play for OCE. Let's jump in now. Conspiracy Esports taking on Noizees and Toxic.
And Noizee and Toxic want a big early start. They need the confidence here up against what is assumedly their biggest rivals.
Yeah, that's right. Two teams, you could say evenly matched with two different play styles, but Outlast will be taking the ball up. This is a good start for Noizees and Toxic after the big clear. I mean, Slurpee Monster has changed his name back. So this could be big for Conspiracy Esports.
He was Slurpee Monster last week
He was
as well.
Slurpee. He was just Slurpee.
He's a monster now.
He's a so it's like Elusive taking out Civ out of his name, except opposite, because it's more letters this time. Interesting start for Conspiracy Esports. They've pushed the ball up. Noizees and Toxic have found their opportunity. No one's in defense.
What's going on?
Get in defense. I don't know. Zest.
I've never seen anything like that in the history of Rocket League. They were in there, they're like attacking half for so long, it seemed like they were confused which end to go.
Well, now Noizees and Toxic have taken that advantage. It's been some time for Conspiracy Esports to recover. But rotations, a little bit slow there. Not used to seeing no one in defense from Conspiracy Esports.
I think they are actually trying to play more aggressive, but they're not used to it. They need to change up that play style. And if they keep this up, you'll see it evolve over the series and get better and better.
We said the hardest thing in Rocket League is to play that defense, to adapt into the aggression. That's what Conspiracy Esports felt like they needed to do.
And that's more of a style. You see Slurpee Monster and Hectic both staying back, waiting for that defense. And that's what we expect, the big defensive clears.
But Noizees and Toxic still pushing forward. You can see Zest, who pops it up. He's going to take the ball onto that backboard. Around the corner we go, and Slurpee Monster not getting the best touch, but Walcott and Hectic will stay into defense and just try and clear the ball up. But Noizees and Toxic feel like they have the drive with this tempo so far in the game.
They've got some great forward pressure so far. They just need to get rid of Conspiracy's boost and maybe just pick up the pace a little bit.
Yep. Regals, nice touch. Hit the corner again. Walcott looking for the clear and will not find the second touch. Zest capitalized well. Comes through and cleans up one.
And that just happens. Noizees and Toxic took shot after shot after shot. That was their fourth shot of this play. And that's going to be the first goal. And Noizee isn't Toxic. The wild cards prove that they could take the lead.
Individual mechanics versus very defensive team. That is the basics for you guys out there. Or at least that's what I created as.
With Regals, they're playing two-man back and really pushing Outlast forward. And he's the guy with the great 1v1 skills and the ability to just open up the net and set up some amazing dribbles.
Yep. So far, Regals been fitting into this roster really nicely. Outlast, this is the classic to dribble the ball through. We still have Slurpee Monster, who's pushed up. Hectic's here as well. Aggressive play from Conspiracy Esports, but they can't get much more from it. Everyone rotates back into defense, what we've known from Conspiracy Esports.
They're looking for that clear every single time and then maybe just this 1-2 pass play. But this is a great example. Where's the forward pressure? They're holding back and they want to just make a big play rather than holding it in the opponent's half.
3 members in the defensive half, and Zest is going to keep pushing it forward. Noizees and Toxic, they still hold that drive with that one goal. Slurpee Monster looking to change things, seeing a very, I guess, slower pace of game than we did against Jam. Noizees and Toxic opening, the ball dribbles, Outlast misses the touch.
And there was just a good enough bump from Slurpee Monster to stave off that attack. Noizees and Toxic, in theory, should have been 2 goals ahead, but some good defense from Conspiracy.
Look at this, Noizees and Toxic, after getting pushed away, bring it right on back, but Conspiracy Esports holding their defense, which is what they're known to do. A demolition from Regulus will actually hold things away. I keep calling him Reckless Yummy.
Good Regulus attack, and
Nice.
that demolition is going to be big against Conspiracy, who like holding that net. This one's just going to go in.
Okay.
Zest wasn't expecting this shot. Slurpee Monster all the way down. The big clear and all the way into the net. Zest was pushing forward.
Noizees and Toxic let one through. This is an interesting game.
Made it a tied game, 1 apiece. Both of them looking for it as Hysterix is wildly smiling and playing with his suspenders, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, they are fun to play with. They keep your pants up.
He's excited about this match.
I'm very excited about this match, especially when Regals is playing exceptionally well from Noizees and Toxic. He's setting himself up right in front of that backboard to drop the ball down. The slam dunk is what I'm waiting for. But right now, you can't expect too much because Conspiracy Esports are holding this defense. Zest, has he set it up? Regals unable to participate in that one with 30 seconds remaining. Could see our overtime.
Great offensive positioning from Noizee and Toxic, but it doesn't matter. The clears are still coming out from Conspiracy. This is going to be dangerous for them. Anytime Conspiracy look for that counterattack.
15 seconds, now down to 10. Noizee's and Toxic, what held a strong goal. You can see that it's been Conspiracy Esports' time to shine. 5 seconds, the last play coming through from Noizee's and Toxic. Game 1, it's a great center, but will Outlast be able to keep the dribble? Yes, he will. Up the wall, around the side. Nice touch in front of the goal, but no one to capitalize with overtime.
We knew this game would be close. We knew the series would be close. And it's instantly into a overtime straight off the bat.
That would have been a goal off kickoff if that was just a little bit more direct. Noizee and Toxic start off strong in overtime. And game number 1 has been very, very close indeed. Outlast, that's a touch, but it goes to Walcott. Hectic. Communication channels may be lacking a little bit there. Would have been a great setup.
Because they don't push 3 people forward, there's no one there for that cross. If they had the 3-man forward, then it would have likely been a goal. But on the same note, they're staying defensive. They're not really conceding any goals at the same point.
I mean, stick with what you know. That's a comfortable play style for them. Why would they do anything else? The ball bounces over the top and unfortunately not capitalized well again. Zest gets the ball. Hectic steals it away. Following through, it's Outlast and Zest. Where is Regals? He's waiting on the wing. He'll just get a nice shot into goal onto the backboard. Hectic with a touch away. A minute in overtime. Oh, no.
This is the opportunity. Slurpee Monster gets the second goal, and it's on the back of Slurpee Monster that they take game 1.
That was how the first goal was scored, and this is how the second one is scored, except it required a second touch, which he committed for.
Just big clears from Slurpee Monster, and that one, we saw the defensive pass come out straight to Slurpee, catch the entire Noizee and Toxic team off guard, and that's all you need to do. 1-2. Quick play.
How do you do? He got 2 goals, and Slurpee Monster is essentially providing so much for Conspiracy Esports here.
You can see their play style as well. 8 saves coming out from them, and that's what you expect every single game.
Yep.
Because they're willing to accept a shot at their net so they can get a clear.
These teams looked very matched. Like, they do look very close in skill. So different in style, though.
Yes.
Like, this is 2 ends of the scale. Super defensive, big clears, super aggressive. I mean, I can't say small clears because small clears?
It's not small clears, but they'll run it up the pitch instead of going for a big clear. They'll run it up. They'll get a lot of pressure. Noizee and Toxic, though, not able to convert.
Okay.
That was their big problem in that match. They had some opportunities to convert. They had some opportunities to get some goals, but they didn't quite in the end.
Highlights so far, Yummy. I feel like we see, Walcott doing his thing. Is there anyone that you think is
Well, I know you want me to say Regals, so Regals.
Thank you.
Do you feel validated?
I feel so validated. Ooh, do you feel my muscle just then?
No, there's no muscle. Confirmed, folks.
Conspiracy Esports, they're showing their bulk right now. 1 up on Noizees and Toxic and bringing it back by those 2 goals going into overtime. Start from Regals. Noizees and Toxic doing exactly what they did in game number 1. We see the rinse and repeat. A drop into goal. Walcott with a great save. 15 seconds in, already Noizees and Toxic putting the tempo right back up.
And remember, these 2 teams, whoever wins this feels like they could potentially go through to the finals. And whoever loses is going to have such a tough road because they have to verse all of the big 6 after that. This is a goal. Regals puts the first one through. And Noizee again, the first goal on the board.
Rinse and repeat it. A nice goal, nice touch. Outlast leaving it over, and the teamwork from Noizees and Toxic is getting better and better with each week. 30 seconds have passed, and we've seen Noizees and Toxic take a commanding position.
They opened up the net there. They put on this forward pressure. It's attack versus defense. And usually I say the best defense is a good offense, but apparently for Conspiracy, the best defense is just a good defense.
Apparently one-sided affair, but they've pushed everyone up here. There's only one person back, and it's Slurpee Monster who reads the ball. Hectic runs into him. Slurpee still recovers. This is a great play so far, but Outlast will control the ball, and 3 members hovering around this left wing as Walcott punches it into the center. Regals there to receive. A minute has passed. Noizees and Toxic, a team that came through individually skilled, are starting to shore up their teamwork very vitally here.
It's great to see these players really make a name for themselves. These are the two teams that came in through the lower bracket of the qualifiers, two teams that haven't been on a big stage before in front of 10,000 viewers.
That's right, and Conspiracy Esports, you know, they've got some names on the roster, so do Noizee. They've got some players that we've seen through our tournaments before.
And they've got the backing of the professional organization, unlike Noizees and Toxic, who are looking to go pro right now.
That's right. I mean, you'd expect that Noizees and Toxic will get picked up sooner rather than later. I'm sure they've had some offers coming through. I'm sure they've been approached.
What?
That was good.
All
the way from the other side.
There's not much you can say about this. There's
really Slurpee.
Like, lulls in chat, basically. Lulls in chat. If I was in chat, I'd be typing LUL right now.
That just seems yummy. You can't have everything. Only 2 minutes have passed, and it feels like...
That's going to put a damper on their entire game.
That's a good word.
That's really hard for the Conspiracy Esports lads to get over that. When you make a big mistake on a big stage like this that shouldn't have been made, all of a sudden it's in your head. Do you trust Slurpee Monster anymore? Do you trust the other players on Conspiracy Esports anymore? And this is what being a professional gamer, being a competitive gamer is all about.
That's right.
It's about trust. It's about mentality.
Handling yourself under the pressure as well. I mean, Slurpee Monster has been hitting some great shots, some great setups, even some clears, I guess, would be the better word for it. Walcott will bring them back, so maybe not too much pressure to deal with.
They needed that, and Hectic over to Walcott. That is the duo we see. Walcott as well, getting a fantastic angle. Hard to get that from in front of the ball.
And that was fantastic. Conspiracy Esports, 1 goal, just like that. Noizees and Toxic thought they had everything underway, but it would be neck and neck had Slurpee not missed the ball. So they're going to start feeling better about this. Conspiracy Esports already a game up. Definitely easy to recover this.
It's again proof how close these two teams are and how desperate they are to make it further in the competition. You got to remember, even if they don't make it to PAX, the minimum amount for winning this game would be $250 extra.
That's right. And the experience is priceless anyway. These guys, we know they just want to get to league play. It's about putting yourself up. We are one of the top 8 teams in OCE when we had almost 200 teams express their interest in our qualifiers.
I mean 110, but that's a lot of teams.
Almost 200.
Oh, this is Jake math.
Yes, almost 200.
Some good plays coming out from Outlast. Solo plays as well. And against most teams, that fantastic off-the-roof ground pinch would have opened up the net. But Conspiracy hold on 3-man in defense.
Regals takes the ball from the roof.
Oh,
A missed
no,
touch. Hectic.
No! No way! What is happening? Hectic just put this one in. He wanted to get that pass across to Walcott on the left-hand side of the net, and this is becoming a complete disaster. This isn't just a bomb drop. This is an atom bomb.
This is like, please everyone evacuate the area. We're dropping it now. A minute. And all you can say for Conspiracy right now is 2 goals that shouldn't have gone in.
It should be tied.
And that, it should definitely be tied. 50 seconds. Outlast is putting the pressure on. And Conspiracy Esports, they brought this game back. They brought it to a standstill. And again, they've dropped it. Outlast is here.
Oh.
Nice second touch. And that'll secure it with 1 skillful goal.
Outlast with the great double tap, the Devo from the OCE region. Ow! The fact that he followed that ball and then also hit it in the top of the net, didn't need to, but fantastic placement by Outlast.
So that just shows Noizees and Toxic deserve the win coming through
It
here.
shows the individual skill from Outlast in particular.
But we've seen that week after week. Week number 1 was the Outlast show. It's kind of been the Regals show, but Outlast always coming through consistently.
But he is the player who wants to push forward. He goes by himself every single time. And while maybe not necessarily the biggest team... What? The biggest team player?
What?
Maybe not the biggest team player in the world. It does really big wonders for his team in the attack.
Conspiracy Esports going to be dropping this game here. So good for Noizees and Toxic who have brought themselves back. But you have to question, you have to wonder, as Zest comes through with a great save, that it probably wouldn't have been the same case. Conspiracy Esports looking a little bit shaky in game 2.
It's so hard to recover from this. Walcott getting this goal all by himself, that's going to give him confidence. Hectic has made the mistake. Slurpee has made the mistake so far. And Walcott didn't go for a team play there. He went for the solo play. Now, the big story is, for this team, a team looking to go pro, how do they recover from this? How do they go into game number 4 and try and win? How do they have high hopes?
I think having it one apiece, this is good for Noizies and Toxic, though. The individual team, I mean, we have to look at the development from week 1 to week 2. Week 1 was like, these guys are just 3 players who are just running on the field. This week it feels like they're a little bit more together. I mean, it could be Regals coming through that makes this change. I'd like to see how that adaptation works with Noizee. But this is now a team. This is a team who have been like, okay, we have to work so we don't get in 8th position, in 7th position. We want more.
All these teams want more, and they're all fighting further and further towards league play. But those mistakes, you can't afford them.
Nope.
At the higher level, and this is their first proof, this is their first higher pressure situation for Conspiracy, where they've made mistakes and they need to come back. That's very difficult mentally for a team to do. So this game right here, don't just talk about this game as part of this series. This, in my opinion, is going to be the proof in the pudding on Conspiracy Esports for the entire season.
In the pudding?
I've had plenty of pudding today. And
have you?
Yeah. This is going to be the proof in the pudding for these teams the entire season. If they are able to mentally come back into this game, it's a great sign for them that even going down the line this season, next season, that they have what it takes right now to go all the way.
That's right. It puts them in a comfortable position. Conspiracy Esports definitely not going to, I think, be disheartened at the end of that. Or you'd hope they wouldn't. I mean, Slurpee.
I think they will.
And
why would you not be disheartened about letting in 2 free goals, 1 own goal, and one that you just completely...
positive.
It's great to be positive, but there's no chance that they're not going to be upset about that game. But it's whether they can come back.
Noizies and Toxic are definitely not going to be disheartened after that game.
Well, no, they won it. Slurpee is changing his internet, everyone. So
What do you mean changing his internet? He's going from dongle to like Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Is he?
No, so he'll be going from an Ethernet to a dongle. This is a common thing in OCE because we have terrible internet.
Do we?
So people actually have 2 internet connections. One will be like a local connection, an ADSL or something like that.
Oh, that's old. Yeah.
And the other one will be a Wi-Fi dongle.
ADSL.
ADSL 2.
Okay, 2+. You want 2+. ADSL 2, so I've got 2+ is better.
You want to give them full technical specs of that? Or do we want to cast some awesome rocket ladders?
Let's do that. Game number 3, Noizee and Toxic, Conspiracy Esports. Yummy said they would be disheartened by game number 2, and for fair enough reason. Let's see them bring it on back, or let's see if Noizee and Toxic have finally found their drive in this series.
You know, my prediction, these guys are all funny guys. They're all great mates as well. Hectic and Slurpee have been playing together for so long, I can't see them not bringing this back mentally.
Well, I think that they definitely have the opportunity to make a name for themselves in this series. This will push the teams out ahead. Remember, the winner of this series has the chance to go into finals. They can definitely do it. That top 4 position is never set in stone. We saw an upset of Jam today. We can see many more through league play. Conspiracy Esports and Noizee isn't toxic. This series is very important for the league play for Season 4.
Season 4, this is the biggest season for all of OCE history. And whoever takes these games puts themselves in the commanding position to take out this series and show that they are a team, a true contender.
More prize pool, the better. It means the more funds you can put into Rocket League. And the viability you can see of the game itself. Close. Outlast was ready to leave that one.
No, but what a pinch all the way to the other end, and it might set up a goal. Here's the shot. One more opportunity.
So close
off
there.
The side, all set up by that pinch off the corner by Outlast.
Really using that tempo advantage. Noizies and Toxic. They're going to go for it again. Outlast leaves the ball over to Zest. Great communication from this Noizee and Toxic lineup. They push Hectic up. They push Slurpee up. Walcott's there as well. Slurpee will wait back and play that defensive style once again. It's a great clear coming through. Slurpee misses the second touch, leaves it for Hectic, and again, so close as Walcott comes up as well.
And now they're keeping pressure. Hectic's even going for the turn here and looking to get this ball into their half. This is a change-up that we want to see from Conspiracy.
This is aggressive as anything for Conspiracy Esports. Hectic pushes up once again. Slurpee Monster here too. Looking to make a change from game number 2. No more mistakes here, but how can they shore this defense up? I guess the answer is they've always known how to play defensive. So now it's that adaptation of how aggressive they can play.
You can see now Slurpee Monster playing the defense, making sure that net is always covered. This is going to lead to a very low-scoring game.
Low-scoring goal game, Yummy Cheese Man. Tilted? No? Okay. Thank you very much. 2 minutes remaining. And as I've been left out in the field, so has the ball for now. Outlast playing it slow. Dribbles the ball. Nice touch from Zest. Regals around the corner. We'll just leave it for Walcott. Very close. Noizee's and Toxic. Wham bam, thank you, man. That's what I'm expecting here.
Noizee isn't Toxic.
They're
playing really well. They've got this forward half. They know how Conspiracy Esports are playing. Although right there, not a lot of trust. Outlasts had the opportunity for that double touch.
That's right. He's done it before. The Devos here in OCE lovingly needing more. Outlast into Walcott. Zest behind him. We'll get the ball through.
Oh, this is an
Regals.
opportunity. Walcott.
So close. Hectic dropping the ball. Oh my god. Need those touches to come through. If Conspiracy are going to score.
Not quite there, and they're not up to pace either. It's going to cause issues. The shot is on, but Slurpee in defense.
No one capitalizing. No goal scored just yet. A minute remaining. These two teams are going to prove themselves for the first time ever in league play. So far, very close in that skill gap. The goal's not open. Outlast is back. Clears it to the corner. Slurpee Monster sends it back to Zest. Walcott not done again. Into the corner. How does he redirect the ball? It's over to Hectic, who misses it. And Zest will get a really big send up to Slurpee Monster. The backboard, it's not cleared out. Outlast triples, gets it past 2, but not Slurpee.
They do seem to have recovered. Conspiracy Esports playing a lot more confidently, willing to take some of those risks, and they're starting to trust their teammates.
Trust is important, Yummy. So darn important. 15 seconds. And a team that trusts is a team that win. I sound like I'm trying to advocate trust here. 10 seconds. And this is Noizee's and Toxic. This is their one chance. Zest in the corner. Outlast drops the ball up. Walcott is going to help with the clear. And with 1 second remaining, Walcott can't get anything. Hectic will let it drop. We're into overtime.
0 goal game, 0 apiece. We've seen a few of those today, but this is what you expect from Conspiracy Esports. They're an absolute Walcott in defense.
Absolute Walcott, absolute hectic team all around. Outlast is pushing the ball through, and I'm waiting for Noizee's and Toxic to make that one inspirational play, but Conspiracy Esports really pushing it to the limit here. You can see that Hectic, that's a nice touch. Regals and Zest both in the goal. Walcott waiting in the wings. Hectic's behind him with the ball dribbling around the wall. It's a nice touch. The setup there. Nicely done for Conspiracy.
Conspiracy Esports, you saw the setup. It was 1, 2, 3. They put all of Noizee in a tough position. And of course, Hectic is always going to finish that pass.
And that was the left-right goodnight for Conspiracy Esports. 2 games to 1. This could be what they need to push themselves above the pack.
Have they recovered, Jake?
Yes. See what I said? They won't be tilted. They won't be off center.
I said that as well.
No, you did not.
No, you said they wouldn't be tilted in game 2, and of course they were.
Oh, no.
But they have recovered.
Thank you. They have recovered. Classic hysterics. Always right. I'm just always right. What does this say? Hysterics.
It doesn't say anything, and
there's nothing.
Mostly because you threw my pencil away last segment, so I don't have a pencil to write anything during the game.
You were rude to me. I had to throw something.
I was rude. I was correct.
You were correct. So the same thing, really, essentially. You and Curry, you know-it-alls, probably because you know it all.
Yeah.
Now, because you know it all, and because everything that comes into your head is pure gold, and I'm actually not sarcastic. It pretty much is. It carries us. They carry me. If we look at this series so far, Conspiracy have been like this.
Yeah.
Correct? What's stopping them from dipping once again?
Those mistakes.
Okay.
They just need to not make mistakes.
basic,
We've seen that if they're in defense, they can hold it out, and it's impossible for them to score, or for Noizee to score. Noizee isn't toxic. We've seen some good signs of passing, but it's not crisp enough at this stage. They can't rely on Outlast to go those solo plays and get those nets empty.
Hard against Conspiracy.
It needs to be a big pass play. So as long as Conspiracy stays solid, they'll just hold defense until eventually Noizee isn't toxic breaks.
Conspiracy Esports, a game up over Noisees and Toxic. We're into game 4 now, and Outlast. Here's the solo plays we're talking about. This is a nice touch. He dribbles the ball down from that roof, and Zest is here to recover. Hectic, what a great wall pass. Finish it off. Walcott with the first goal.
Great read by Walcott off the side post. It gets past Zest. And Walcott knew exactly where this was going, got to it first. And that is the first goal for Conspiracy. We know they can hold this lead.
Exactly right. Their defensive play allows for them to be up, to be comfortable, sit back, have a good time.
They are having a good time right now. Conspiracy Esports, they've brought this back. They have the mental fortitude. They have the friendship between Hectic and Slurpee.
And the friendship never dies.
It's like
Yummy.
Care Bears.
Oh my god, Hectic. Beautiful stuff so far. I mean, Yummy, this doesn't look like them. Normally they just put everyone into defense. They're pushed up. They're going full aggressive.
Well, all three are pushed up. Normally they hold one person back at all stages, but all three are going up, and this is what they need to do. They need to take it to Noisees and Toxic and not let them have any opportunities to take shots.
Great backing from an org here. I mean, Conspiracy Esports have been a team that we've been keeping an eye out for, maybe as a dark horse of league player, at least as a team that needs to be watched. To be fair, we've got two teams on, and we're both in the series of those two teams we need to watch.
These are the teams that we weren't sure how they'd perform coming into league play. We weren't sure whether they would be there at the top. We weren't sure whether they could take it to the Big Six. And this is the start of their journey towards PAX Finals. Slurpee Monster on that new internet connection.
The dongle.
Both of them aren't great.
The dongle broke.
This is OCE internet, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting a true taste of Oceanic Rocket
We
League
need a
here.
pause feature, Yummy.
Shady also had a disconnect earlier today.
Oh, and we're looking at the grass. Hang on, Slurpee. Do we get a bot? Do we get a bot, or do they just tilt?
I think this might be an observer bug.
This is... I don't know. This is
Hey, this is a great view, though. This is a view of the Conspiracy net. So we're going to see a lot of action right here. Conspiracy are going to rotate back.
There we go. This auto cam, that's much better. Thank you, Observer.
I love Rocket League.
What a concept.
Thank you, Psyonix, for making such a great game.
What was that? Have we got Slurpee back, though, or is it 2v3?
I don't think we have Slurpee at all.
This is good. Conspiracy holding 2v3. Oh, Walcott, Hectic. No, they're just playing super defensive, as you would without Slurpee.
They have one person back, and the question in these scenarios, do you hold on long enough for your teammate to get back, or do you just try and win? Because if you just sit there and hold back as two men in defense, it can be just hard to save the net.
Well, you and I have done a 2v3. Remember we did a 3v3 with bots, and we had a bot on our team, and you carried me anyway, so it's like a 1v3. So if you can do it, I don't see why they can't. However, this is way too close, and they're not going to give up anything. Noisees and Toxic will find another.
Well, Noisees and Toxic just proved that they're better than a bot match, taking out this goal, winning the 3v2, and this is taking the lead. Unfortunate for Conspiracy Esports. And it's about that infrastructure.
Yeah.
Not just of, Australian internet, but often, the bigger teams just have more ways to get around these internet issues and know what they're looking for. They know what to expect.
A demo's pretty big as well. Hectic. No, he's going to take it.
He almost got that.
Yeah, he actually did pretty good. Walcott's now up as well. So these are good rotations, and Conspiracy adapting well to this 2v3 scenario. Hectic's up as well. Here comes Walcott. Nicely done. Conspiracy, who needs a third player?
Who needs Slurpee as Slurpee monster? I was about to say Slurpee isn't toxic. I guess that's true, but he just disconnected. But that shot by Walcott, getting it past all three defenders, they could do it.
What a challenge for Conspiracy Esports.
Their challenge awaits.
Their challenge awaits. Walcott will get the demolition. Outlast playing it off the wall. Noizies and Toxic are not going to let up just because there's not a third member. Walcott and Hectic hold on for now. Their defense, a big strength. Walcott playing it straight directly into Outlast. Hectic will come up and commit to this ball. And you can see that Reggles trying to get it over the top. A lot of pressure being put on right now for Conspiracy, pinching it out of the goal. And this is a hard feat for Conspiracy Esports.
And you can see them adapting as well. Because they only have two people, they're going for tight, aggressive defensive rotations. They're not rotating to the back post. And this is long enough for Slurpee to get back. This is a huge moment for Conspiracy.
And Hectic saves the ball away from Zest. If that goal came through, it would have been so much harder. But the fact it could go to overtime as Raggles, no! We'll find the third one.
I think Slurpee was still kind of disconnected over on the side there.
He's here, but he's not here.
Oh, that's such a shame. They held out. They kept the score even for Slurpee's return, but he wasn't truly the prodigal son.
Well, Slurpee Monster is on the field. Is he moving, though?
I don't think so.
That's a shame. One goal up is Noizies and Toxic, and it has been. He's left. All right, we're back to 3v2. Hectic and Walcott, they've already scored a goal, 3v2, but the pressure that everyone's just pushed up from Noizies and Toxic. You hate to see it. But here we go. Walcott. Hectic over the side. Hectic and Walcott. Now someone has to get back into defense. Run! Zest is pushing through. Oh, my Lord. It's intense. This is like you and me all over again.
We've been camping.
Oh, Walcott having a shot. This is pretty good. Like one versus the world. Hectic gets demoed on the side. So the only other player, which is Walcott, has to rotate back.
It's exciting because they have to take risks. So they're actually just going all out on this attack. But 3v2, 0 seconds on the clock.
Ah, unfortunate.
And that's going to be it. What a shame. Conspiracy have been plagued by issues this series.
So Conspiracy Esports looked great at the start of that series, but we are going to Game 5. If it's no Slurpee, I do fear for Conspiracy Esports.
I just really liked my prediction. I went for 3-2 Noizee, so I've just like started DDoSing Slurpee Monster, right?
Wow, from here, just got a keyboard under.
Yeah, it's just the button underneath here.
What, DDoS?
DDoS button.
We've got every single team underneath.
I can't be incorrect with my predictions, Jake. It would make me look silly.
No, that's fine. We got buttons underneath here. It's like, here's Chiefs, here's Jam, here's Avant, here's Scylla, Legacy, and then we give Yummy, Noizee, and Conspiracy, and he pressed the wrong button.
Oh, I was meant to push Noizee?
Yeah, why not? Make it fun.
But I was predicting Noizee.
I know, but you don't always want to be right. You have to get something wrong. I know you want to look smart.
There's not much you can say about that game. It was a 2v3. Slurpee has reconnected to the match, and so we're likely going to see something a lot different.
Yep.
But when they did have 3 people on the pitch, they were ahead.
They were.
If they can keep those 3 members, and if they can keep their playstyle going, Conspiracy are in a great place to win out this series.
Let's see how they go. Conspiracy Esports have unfortunately taken it to game number 5. Slurpee Monsters moving. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
This is the start of the series.
It's
all down to a best of 1 with Slurpee Monster back on the pitch and ready to go.
Outlast brings the ball down. Great start. Raggles is ready to come in. Slurpee, thank God he's back in. Saves the ball out, but Zest doesn't see this as a disadvantage. In fact, they're really taking it to Conspiracy Esports now, but Walcott takes the ball all the way up the field. They're used to playing 2v3. They don't care. Now with Slurpee, they think it should be a cakewalk.
Holding the defense is what they're going for. But it's whether they can hold the defense against the Noizee isn't toxic attack, and whether Outlast can start getting those passes off, those 1-2s that we saw earlier in the day.
Great demo in front of that goal square.
It's opened up the
Slurpee is
net.
Monster, come on. Misses the ball. Struggling a little bit there. Walcott misses 2. Outlast is going to take the ball himself.
This is the element. He's good, great tornado flick, but still not able to finish it up. Do you want a tornado flick here?
I do now.
Okay, great.
Yeah, great. Not good at the game, but I will tornado flick. I guarantee you. With a cool name like that, how could you not? And Outlast. Playing a little bit defensively here. Conspiracy Esports pushing up. This is Slurpee Monster. There's Walcott. Walcott just touches the ball in, not to Hectic. Zest with a big clear over the top. Gets demoed, but through the smoke, we see it hits the goal, and Outlast has a shot to no avail, however, as Walcott, Slurpee play around this corner, and Hectic playing defensively, but Zest playing fully aggressive. And the hyperactivity of Noizees and Toxic is really coming into fruition in Game 5.
They're doing a lot in front of this net, but they're not getting that third player in. There's not that synergy they would expect from a long-standing team. They need to pick up these pass plays.
Slurpee Monster coming through. Nice touch over to Walcott. And there we go, the return of Conspiracy Esports.
They have come back. It's not a conspiracy. It's not a theory. This is real. Walcott puts it through.
And the fact is that was a beautiful touch off Slurpee Monster. 3 minutes remaining, and Noizee isn't Toxic. Now feel the wrath of a 3v3. Slurpee Monster adding what he should. What can Outlast do about it?
Oh
Outlast!
my.
Again and again, this is why this guy got Golden Boot.
The recovery from that first flick was so fast. He got around it, and he took out 2 members of Conspiracy, but it was just wide.
Such great mechanics from Outlast. Is it going to be enough for Noizees and Toxic right now? Not too sure. As a wall pass over to Regals. Walcott through the air over Zest. The answer no again. Regals, nice touch into the air, will be for Outlast, who just has a shot over the top. Slurpee Monster, good save. But Zest, he's not done just yet. 2 minutes 15 with a 1-goal lead for Conspiracy.
Every time you see Outlast with the ball, you think, is this a goal? And
normally yes.
It's just complete props to Conspiracy Esports that every single time the answer has been no.
Yep. Great defense coming through. What they're known for, Hectic is going to leave it to Walcott with a nice touch and Outlast to follow through. And Zest over this corner will not find the follow through. Hectic over the corner himself. And we're still seeing some great defense from Conspiracy. And maybe this 1 goal will be enough in the grand scheme of things in Game 5.
It would be absolute testament to their play style that they would win out 1-0, that it would go just to 1 goal at the end. I don't think that they're ever going to let up on the defense.
It's a great pass. Slurpee just brings it back for his own use. Hectic and Walcott, there's the clear. Back and forth, but it's still control from Conspiracy Esports. Missing a couple of influential touches. Slurpee Monster, however, does find the final one around this corner. Conspiracy Esports playing with time here, but playing well with the goal advantage.
They're not taking risks, and I don't see how Noizees and Toxic gets it past them without a big play, so they need to start making the move now.
Walcott trying to slam it down. Slurpee Monster trying to center it. Walcott and Hectic over the corner again in this 5-game series. It's Conspiracy Esports pushing forward. Outlast misses the touch, not something you normally see him do. Walcott through the air. Nice touch off the backboard, redirected by Regals, but the time is ticking. And 1 goal could be the name of the game here for Conspiracy Esports. And what a final series it will be. But a pinch in the corner from Hectic could have just saved the game.
I'm sure Tom is watching this. He will love that save. That was huge right off the corner. Just managing to hold that one out. This might just go to Conspiracy Esports. They might prove themselves the better team, and they might prove that they can make it through to the PAX Finals.
Hectic may have just saved the game and the series. Hectic and Walcott playing the 2v3. Outlast says no, but Conspiracy with a darn yes will take the series 3-2.
It's a big showing from Conspiracy. They lost that game where they had those 2 big mistakes and still they came back. Then they had a disconnect. Then they still came back. The mental game from Conspiracy here is what I'm looking at. this shows the huge potential and growth that they can have over the season.
And for LAN as well, that is where a lot of teams that play online who excel then fall flat on, is because they don't have that resilience when sitting there in person in front of the crowd. And if they can pull back through after a DC and have such a strong defense, they have the mindset when they get to finals to go the distance.
And I spoke to the guys from Conspiracy. They actually are really comfortable up against the top teams. They believe that their playstyle, their defensive playstyle, is how they're going to beat teams like Jam Gaming, Chiefs. Obviously didn't get Jam Gaming last week. So now they've got some other teams that they can verse, and this is the start. This win begins their road.
Yeah, and I'd love to see them against Scylla as well, another team in our Power 6, and they have that aggressive play style similar to Legacy as well, who are a bit more aggressive, and seeing the defense go up against that is how I think they'll shine.
It's a shame we didn't see Noizee and Toxic. I think those guys had a great showing against Jam. They didn't quite feel the same in this match. They didn't have those pass plays.
No, it didn't feel like I was watching the same team. And it's a shame that also Noizee couldn't be here as well, the titular character for his own team.
That's what I meant to say, that when we didn't say Noizee and Toxic. I meant to say Noizee, but yes.
Yeah, the fact they're not there is just kind of, it's unfortunate. That's really what it is. And when they played so well in their first series, not against Conspiracy, and then dropping down to Conspiracy, it feels a little incongruent.
I would have liked to have seen Noizee. I think he would have added a lot, in particular in consistency and defense for those guys. And that's where they fell short, because if they had a great defense, then Conspiracy's attack would have also struggled to get the goal.
I didn't feel like the same Conspiracy. However, last week when we watched them go up against Jam Gaming, everyone was in the net. Everyone was afraid to push out, but I guess that's part of Jam's prowess going against Conspiracy. That was a bit of a push out. That was Conspiracy Esports playing very aggressively by the end of that series.
They were still rotating really far back.
Against Jam, I guess.
And then compared to Jam, they were more aggressive. They were able to put some pressure on, which is a great sign.
Yeah, I think that's the thing they need to do. Pressure is important. You can't just live in the net.
Yeah, the aggression coming through. Conspiracy taking a very important series win, whichever way you look at it. If you guys at home are interested in getting involved in our community nights, throwdowntv.gg starts October 18th. You can get involved there and get yourself on top of our community here at Throwdown. However, our next series, we will be back after a short break, but when we return, I'm swapping these two around, and we're getting into it once again.
I'm getting kicked off?
Are you? Are you coming back? I don't know. We'll find out.
Wow.
If maybe kick it out, Yummy. We'll see you in 5.